to have you all in this program, a Healis Talk Show. Many thanks to God. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
A Healis Corner. A child neglected is as good as dead. Somebody say something.
Looking at the word, a child neglected is as good as dead. To my own understanding, it means children or human beings in general find reasons to life when they have attention. But once anybody is alive and nobody is ready to pay them attention, then they see no reason to live. That's one thing I understand about that statement.
A wise man once said that children are like wet concrete. Right? Whatever impression you make on them lasts a lifetime. Like there are some children that die in silence because why? There is no voice to listen to them. Look at the case of Shaka the Zulu. People thought he was a demon, he was a monster, but he was a victim of child neglect. People that called him names when he was growing up. When he grew up, the anger, the vengeance in him, went to give it back to them. Just a way of telling us that children, they need a voice to listen to them. If you don't listen to them, all this violence, all these deaths that we are experiencing, may they not give it back to us in the future. So let's learn to love and give them attention. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's a straightforward, shall I call it, adage or phrase, that a child neglected is as good as dead. We need as parents to take care of our children, or guardians, whoever you are, take care of them. A child neglected could go to the street, do all sorts of things, and that may eventually lead to his or her death because of lack of care and negligence. So it is important that we take care of our children so that we will also live in a better society. Because when they are neglected, they do everything, any manner of thing you want them to do. We have a lot of examples here, even in Lagos, let alone other places. And if care is not taken, to take to their early grave. So we should be careful of this. Enough of this. Thank you so much. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Child neglect is a form of abuse, and parents must be abreast of this simple fact and take full responsibilities. Apparently, parental negligence and impact on society is the topic for today's discourse. As usual, the guests will be introduced shortly after this break. Please don't go away. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, the topic is parental negligence and impacts on society. And with me in the studio is a parents coach. Let's make welcome Mrs. Abiodun Sopitan.
Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Before discussion proper, follow us on our social media handles as displayed on the screen. Abiodun, you're welcome again.
Thank you, Ma.
Please, your humble perspective on this subject matter.
Okay, thank you very much for allowing me to be here.
You're welcome.
This discussion is as important as we should have it. It should be an ongoing discourse because everything we find in our society now is as a result, every ill that we find in our society now is as a result of parental negligence. Because we often say this, the family is a microcosm of the society. Whatever you fail to do as a parent will surely, evolve and turn out to the kind of people we have in our environment. Who is a parent? A parent is a caretaker or a caregiver to a child. Now, you would see that I did not say biological parents because we are all parents. We should all parent in any way or in any form that we find ourselves.
Yes.
Now, what is parenting? Parenting is the ability to raise a child from baby to adult in an environment of nurture, environment of love, environment of support, direction, and guidance. And so if you fail to do all these aforementioned, you have neglected your child.
And it's an abuse as well.
So it's a totality like I always say, parenting is a calling. A calling to co-create. God has created the child and given it to you. The child comes empty. Whatever adult or whoever adult the child turns out to be is what you have done or what you have failed to do as a parent. So you know that it is a big task. It is not something that you can just say, oh, shelve it aside or relegate it to grandparents, relegate it to house helps, relegate it to teachers, relegate it to schools. You can't relegate. You have to do the job.
Play your role.
You have to do the job. If you don't do the job, you will still suffer it in future. There's no gainsaying about this. There is no gainsaying. So you have to do the job. And so I tell people, parenting is not an emergency. It's not something you stumble into. You have to get prepared mentally, emotionally to do the job of a parent. If not, you are just churning out, different kind of people into the society. Thank you.
This is VVV